Hello, my darlings, and welcome to episode 4, season 3 of the Uncomplicated Perimenopause podcast. I'm Kate Grosvenor, perimenopause expert and life coach.
And I'm Gabriella Grosvenor, Kate's daughter. It's Lynn with you all.
So I was just thinking today, what's exciting, what's new? And I thought, we're not really doing very much. And then I remembered, except the firewalk.
Like the main event.
The main event of the year that we've got coming up on Saturday.
I'm going to say of the season.
Of the season.
Like such Bridgerton.
Yes, on the ton. Yeah, we're doing a firewalk. So people probably don't know that I'm a firewalk instructor because that's just every day, isn't it? Like you just do that. That's such a good event. It's such an amazing event. So we're doing it on the 4th of October and, don't know if tickets are still available. They're probably still available, aren't they?
Yeah.
So if you hear this before the 4th of October, go to www.kategrosvenorevents.com. And if you want to join in, if you're stuck or you're feeling like you need a bit of oomph in your life, it's an amazing coaching event. It will just unstick you, give you oomph, give you more faith in yourself, give you some confidence and shift you forwards. And that's what it's all about. It's unshakable self-belief. It's actually nothing to do with firewalk. And people don't believe me when I say this. Even people that come to the firewalk, I say they're waiting for me to teach them how to do a firewalk, which takes about 30 seconds. Yeah. And the rest of it, the other hours and hours of coaching is to do with your mindset. It's so incredibly...
And the next few days just hit you after in a positive way.
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life? It's more, what should I do with my life now?
Who do I want to be?
Yeah.
Because you feel unstoppable. So good.
Us.
Come join us. KateGrosvenorEvents.com. Come join us if you still want a ticket. Anyway, so that's what we're doing this week, which is pretty awesome. So my darling child, my darling girl, well, you're not really a child, you're 25, but you're my child. You're my baby. What's the question, darling?
So this question is from Anita.
Okay.
She is...
Anita, we don't get that. That's not a name we get very often.
She's from Berlin. She lives in Berlin.
Oh, nice.
She's 42. And she says, I feel drained by having to make endless decisions from work to family to what's for dinner.
Oh God, what do you want for dinner? I just don't care.
Yeah. Is there a way to ease the decision fatigue and save some energy actually for myself?
Okay, so decision fatigue. Basically, yes. So this is actually really common. I say this all the time. It's not just you, but it really, really is. So we call it decision fatigue. And okay, so why does it happen? I like this question. It's actually juicier than it seems on the surface. So
I'm excited because I'm bored of hearing what's for dinner and I don't make the dinner. So
you just show up.
I show up for dinner. Never mind the person that what's for dinner. And she's probably making the dinner.
Yeah. So basically, every decision that we make, no matter how small, uses up mental energy. And our brain, the thing is, our brains normally, forget perimenopause, but our brains normally have a finite tank or a finite supply of a limited. So infinite is unlimited. Finite is limited. Yes. Pay attention. I know every day is a school day. So we have a finite tank of decision-making capacity. Okay. Once it's depleted, it's not like you can't make any more decisions, but it's like every decision becomes stressful. Every decision makes you irritable and you make bad decisions when you're stressed and irritable, right? So you just get really cranky about stuff. So the problem is that in perimenopause and in midlife in general, you are the main decision maker because I am the human, right? So everyone will come to me and say, I've got let's say Ronan Jenner, right? I don't know which module I should drop at uni. I don't know where I should find out about the student this. Scott will come. I don't know which something I should do. When do the cats need fleeing? Does the horse need... When is the next time the farrier's coming? And then never mind the fact that I run 2 businesses or 3 businesses, right? And then my own decisions about...
I was going to say, and your own.
Yeah. And then there'll be obviously what I do for a living, being a life coach. So I'm helping other people make decisions all day.
Yeah.
So the point is that midlife women carry a lot of multiple roles. They're in their own careers, in their family, their own health. They might have aging parents. They've got kids. They've got social...
Just in family, though, there's a lot of roles you play as mother, daughter, sister.
And then they've got social commitments, the people that are sociable. Thankfully, that doesn't include me.
We're just sociable with each other.
Yes. So the number of daily decisions in midlife skyrockets. But we diminish capacity, which I'll talk about in a second. So how do you know if you're how do you know if you've got, okay, let me go another way. Why does it diminish? First of all, the prefrontal cortex, which is, I've talked about before, is the front bit of the brain.
It's fully developed.
Yes, at 25. Well done, Gabby. You finally got there. So it's your brain's CEO. So it's your brain's like boss in charge. Each decision, even something as small as do I want tea or coffee, uses up glucose and neurotransmitters that fuel that area. Over the course of the day, those neurotransmitters get depleted and they lead you. You know, when you say, I can't be asked, I can't make any more choices. That's actually true. So if you've made a lot of choices in that day, you know, if you've been on your own, chilled out in your room, or you've gone for a walk, you're like, yeah, sure, hit me with it. What do you need? If you've been at work and we've been doing this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and we've been firing, brainstorming, your brain just feels fatigued. That's actually a real thing. That's not your imagination. That's actually a real thing, right? Then if you add things like stress hormones, cortisol, okay, that plays a role too. And in perimenopause and midlife in general, cortisol is higher because our body's under more strain. We've talked about this a lot. So hot flushes, sleep disruption, emotional load, hormonal fluctuations. So cortisol then competes with your prefrontal cortex, okay? So your brain is then shifting into fight or flight or survival mode more easily. When it does that, it then shifts into, I've talked about the amygdala, which is the center of the brain. So it's not using your prefrontal cortex then, it's shifting into your amygdala. And so you're not making effective decisions because it's using your amygdala, your kind of flight or flight zone. The other thing is...
Wait, sorry, question. So when you're in survival mode, like an urgent, what part of the brain makes
amygdala? So you're going fight or flight. So you're in the amygdala, which is the center of your brain. You're not using your prefrontal cortex.
When do you use your prefrontal?
When you're chilled.
Right.
So that's why you make great decisions when you're relaxed and you can think straight. Do you know when you go into fight or flight and you go, shut up, I can't think straight? That's true because you're in fight or flight. So your amygdala makes decisions when you're fight, flight, freeze, fawn. You're literally in, if you don't do this at home, children, but if you put a pencil between your ears, you'd hit your amygdala. Your prefrontal cortex is right up here.
Yeah.
Is your thinking zone, right? Your higher order thinking, your self-regulation, daft decisions when you're in fight or flight. You're just like,
what about when you, like, people say, oh, don't let a pregnant woman make a big decision?
Well, you just shoot those because they're misogynists. Sorry, don't shoot them. Don't start with that. And just walk away and say naughty. Okay. So hormonal shifts as well. So estrogen has a very protective, anti-inflammatory effect on the brain. Okay. That supports neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine. As estrogen fluctuates, and we've said this every single episode, but as estrogen fluctuates in perimenopause, mental clarity, focus, emotional regulation can wobble, and that makes decision fatigue stronger and more intense. We also have a problem with sleep and fatigue. Lack of sleep, which is very common in perimenopause. I think we've done at least 2 episodes. Interrupted sleep, insomnia, trouble getting to sleep.
If we mention everything.
It stops us being able to recharge fully. So we don't get enough admin work done in our brain, and that makes decision fatigue also more difficult. You're also, as I said before, you're the default brain engaged. You're also the default decision maker. You've also got biological resilience issues that you didn't have in your 20s, which is why you need to take Viva Peri. Shameless plug. Viva Peri is one of our supplements that's based on NMN, but it's also got quercetin and triacetyl and all kinds of resveratrol and lovely ingredients in. It's very, very essential. I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
Every woman should take Viva Peri. And then the emotional loads of midlife as well. So am I doing enough? Because we start to question ourselves as well. We get all kind of like, what am I doing with my life? Because you're going into another chapter. So when you start to leave a chapter of your life and you start to go into another chapter, you do naturally reflect. So you start thinking, what am I doing with my life? How do I stack up? Is this where I thought I would be? Is this where I'm supposed to be at my age? Is this what I was supposed to? The word supposed is really judgy and really loaded and not terribly helpful.
Who says?
Yeah, and who are they? Who says where you're supposed, you know? But we do.
Society, but then it's like, but who though?
Because we've been watching Sex and the City.
I've been just so enjoying that.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it all before, but
it's a good one to watch when you first time.
But you've been saying to me things like, why are they in such a hurry? Why are they doing this? And I'm like, well, because they're in their mid-30s.
Bad decisions.
Yeah. And I've been saying, well, because there's a time clicking by. And we've been having a lot of conversations about how women feel different pressure at different times of their lives. Very, very different. And when you're in your 50s like me, you're like, don't give a shit about so much stuff that you would feel differently about in your 30s. And it's actually been quite interesting to have those conversations from different viewpoints. So all of these like things add up, meaning that you're really tired in your brain. Bearing in mind all of that, how do you know that you've got decision fatigue? Well, you can feel decision fatigue is not a tired brain at the end of the day. It's a very specific. So I'm gonna give you some symptoms. I should put my microphone near me as well. I'm going to give you some symptoms so you can know if you actually have decision fatigue, so you can be sure of what it looks like. So there's things like, for example, being paralyzed by simple choices. So you go to your wardrobe at the beginning of the day and you just don't know what to wear. Like you open your wardrobe and you're like, what do I want to wear? I just don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
It's an overwhelming one in your 20s, never mind, like, I don't know what to wear after, and it's a big decision, never mind. Yeah. Never mind also having to factor in different materials.
And this is the thing, you know, because when your clothes feel ick, and especially if you're ADHD and perimenopause, that's even worse. Like you'll see, I never wear things on my wrists ever. I always roll things apart from my wrists and never wear things. You see me on videos, I'll always be moving things away from around my neck. I can't wear things around my neck. That's an ADHD.
Put the two and two, but yeah.
That's an ADHD thing then. Procrastination on bigger decisions, just when your brain feels really, really full. Like you can't make a big decision. Increased irritability when people ask you questions. So when you just snap, or things like resorting to an easier choice. So for example, what do you want for dinner? Let's have a takeaway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because it's just so much easier.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So what can you do? I'm going to give you, listen to me. Now I'm going to give you some really good tips on what women can do. Anita, I hope you're listening.
Anita.
I'm going to give you some really good tips. Tip number 1, automate the small stuff.
As in,
Steve Jobs, for example, used to wear the same clothes every single day. No, not the same clothes. I don't mean like he smelled. Robert Pattinson didn't wash his hair. We had this conversation the other day, me and Gavin, and I was like, no, I mean,
what's it called?
What?
Talking like, if you're listening, Rob.
Yeah, really, mate, shampoo your hair. Yeah. It was Cameron Diaz that didn't use deodorant.
Stop outing them.
Well, we've got on the subject now.
I know.
No, what I mean is things like create a capsule wardrobe.
Yeah.
So have like 3 pairs of trousers, 3 tops, 3 jackets that you can just mix and match so that all the tops go with the bottoms, the bottoms go with the tops. Yeah. So it's a capsule style, so you're not overcomplicating it. So you know that whichever one you grab, they always go together. Simplify your wardrobe, pare it down so that you know that everything in your wardrobe fits you. Everything in your wardrobe goes with everything else. Literally kind of like, what's the lady that does that? Bless it and release it if it's not, and the name begins with a K. But she does do that, I'm seriously brain fog now. When she gets you to dramatically cut down if your item of clothing doesn't bring you joy, throw it away. But seriously, simplify your wardrobe so that you don't have loads and loads and loads and loads of clothes in there that you literally don't wear.
Less laundry.
Yeah, but it makes sense. You know, if you're not wearing it, get rid of it and make it easier. Also plan your meals and rotate a meal plan. When women come to me and they say, I'm sick and tired of getting everyone to agree on a meal plan, you know, on meals, and they always tell me, what I would say to them is create a master meal plan. So get all your family down for one big one big meeting and say to them, right, everybody give me the meals that they will agree to. So you might create 20 meals that everybody agrees to, and then you rotate them. And then you have a meal plan that everybody agreed that they will eat these dinners. Everybody agrees to them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on a Sunday night, you just decide what's going to happen for that week. You've got a meal plan and that's it. Then set reoccurring orders online. So all your supplements available at www.kategrosvenorlifestyle.com. But all your supplements, all your stationery, all your things that you regularly order, set them up online.
Yeah.
So you
such a weight off.
You're cutting down on anything that doesn't need to be remembered. Amazon, I hate, not my favorite company for many reasons, but there are companies that you can regularly schedule certain items.
Like ours.
Like I'm saying, our supplements. Yeah. So you could just get your collagen delivered to you every month, or your magnesium, whatever it is. But there's companies that will do that for you, and you just don't have to remember it. But the fewer decisions that you have to make, the easier it is to make the other decisions. And create routines, rituals. I don't like the word routine because I'm ADHD and because I don't like being told what to do.
Yeah.
So I create rituals. But if you always have a skincare ritual in the morning, it's easier because you're not remembering it. You're not having to reinvent the wheel. Similarly, at nighttime, I have a certain sequence. Again, I am on the spectrum, but I have a certain...
It's your evening sequence. It's nice. It's very... Every level calms itself down.
Yeah. And it's very precise. And I do the same thing every day. I take you've seen me, I put my supplements in a certain way. And then I go and I do my skincare's arranged in order. And my pajamas are always left in the same place.
That's very organized. It's such a treat to look at her bedroom. I know really is like every girl's like dream bedroom. It's like the bags are stacked properly. The shoes stacked. Everything's just...
But then I put things away when I take them off.
So it's all, you know where everything is, where you've left everything, and takes away as well
any confusion. I never have to figure out where things are. Everything's where I left them. And again, it reduces the conscious decisions. Habits reduce conscious decision making. The more, and you know, if you want to read a good book on habit, you know, James, the name's gone now, but the Atomic Habits book, very, very good about how 1% builds really, really good habits. Creating rituals is great because you have fewer what am I supposed to do next moments, and that just stops the fatigue in your brain. Prioritize big decisions earlier on in the day. So if you know you're going to have a heavier mental brain work to do, eat the frog in the morning. I don't know if you've read the book Eat the Frog, but do that earlier on in the morning. Save low value decisions for later. Things that you have to do that are heavier on the brain, do it after lunchtime. They're not as important. When you've got to use your brain in the morning. The first 2 hours of the day is when your brain's really awake. So do those things in the morning. What else would I say? Delegate where you can. You don't have to be everything to everyone.
True, yeah.
And, you know, you don't have to be the only person that does dinner or buys the shopping or goes and picks up stuff, especially if your children are older.
Yeah.
Like, and if you've got pre-planned menus, like if you've done all the menu planning, your kids can cook meals, your partner can cook meals, you know.
Oh, sure.
And teach them. Teach a man to fish. You're not a Bible person, are you?
No.
Teach a man to fish. Give them, I can't remember, now I'm having brain fog, but it's like, if you give somebody a fish, they'll eat once, but if you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for the rest of his life.
Yes.
So if you give a kid a meal, the kid will eat once. But if you teach a kid to cook, they can feed themselves for the rest of their lives. So teach kids to cook. And when they go to university, when they leave home or they go off to uni, whatever they do, they'll be able to feed themselves, right? Raising adults. So delegate whenever possible. Share household decisions. You know, it's not a bad thing to have, you know, kids and partners, you know, involved in decisions. I mean, you probably have your partners involved anyway, but like have kids involved in decisions, give them ownership of it.
Yeah. And it helps them make decision making for them.
Absolutely.
Everybody wins.
But yeah, and then limit choice overload. Like too many options gives you brain fog. So don't give yourself too many choices. Like limit the choices that you have. You know, we share nail polish, for example. We have a limited supply of very lovely nail polish that we keep all together. We just use those ones. We don't. And when they're finished,
colors that everyone can agree on.
Yeah.
And everyone knows where the place is, so we put it back.
Yeah. And unsubscribe from stuff. So if you get emails in your inbox that are irrelevant, go on an unsubscribe mission. Challenge yourself to unsubscribe to things once a day. So if things come into your inbox and you're like, I don't ever want to see that again, unsubscribe to it and give yourself permission to like unfollow people that annoy you and unsubscribe to emails that you don't want. And all of these things reduce the fatigue in your brain. All of them do. And I think those, you know, they're good ideas. And remind yourself that not every decision deserves equal weight. You know, some decisions you can just be flippant about. You don't have to consider it that seriously. You know, if you're going on holiday, put the map on a dartboard and throw a dart in it and go, right, we're going there. Just shits and giggles. Be wild, be free.
Would you do that?
I would, but I don't care. I'm like, I've been around the world, so I'm like, yeah whatever.
Well,
get on the plane. And also remember that good enough is often better than perfect.
Yeah.
Like, give yourself a break.
Yeah. I think this is the biggest thing that women do. Give yourself a break.
Yeah. Just
I had to tell Jenna that yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, you've been at uni a week. Give yourself a break.
It's okay not to know everything.
Yeah.
It really is. Like,
knows everything.
Yeah. Just give yourself enough mental space as well. Leave enough room in your brain for fun, for joy, for creativity, for meaningful living, for mindfulness. Don't forget that stuff needs to be in there as well. And it will help to balance out the stress and the crap that goes with everyday living. I mean, you know, and as I said, Steve Jobs wore the same, he had like, I don't know how many black turtlenecks that he wore every day. Barack Obama wore the same suits daily so that he didn't waste energy on it.
Simon Cowell does.
Yeah. I mean, they have staple wardrobes that they wear all the time. I'm not suggesting you should wear the same thing every day, but you can rotate them. The more decisions that you make, the more, you know, you're just wearing yourself out. So I think you just give yourself a bit of a break and just realize that, you know, you don't have to. I feel like I've just talked, but you don't have to. I know, yeah, weird that. But you just try and reduce the amount of decisions that aren't that important. Try and schedule and subscribe to as much things as you can automate. Try and delegate as much as you can, and try and simplify whatever you can.
Yeah.
And just know that there is biological stuff going on. It's not you that is suddenly becoming capable. There is a lot of biological stuff going on. Yeah, Anita.
I enjoyed this one.
Oh, I'm glad you did. I'm here to entertain you.
Thanks, Anita.
It's juicier than you think it is.
Yeah.
On the top side, you think, oh, decision fatigue. But no, there's actually there's a lot of stuff that you can do to make your life a darn sight easier. There you go. Next month is World Menopause Month, Menopause Awareness Month, October. And we've got I can't speak today. World Menopause Day on the 18th of October, which is fun. It is exciting. We're looking forward to that one. No, it was longer than that because I've been doing World Menopause Day for longer than that. I don't know. We should answers on a postcard. Let's have a look. All right, my darlings. I hope that helps. Don't forget, if you would like to join us for the firewalk, you can still pick up a ticket. We're going to be talking loads about menopause and perimenopause in October. We have a special edition of the podcast coming out in October as well on World Menopause Day. So keep a look out for that one. Love yourself fiercely. Take care of yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. And we will speak to you soon. Bye bye.